So the first question is a pretty simplistic one, which is what are KPIs and why are they important? So bottom line is just what's the simplest definition of the KPI in your mind, Dave and Larry?
Sure. I'll start. So picture, if you will, driving your car with no dashboard. You wouldn't know when your tires were low. You wouldn't know when you're almost out of gas. Although my wife never pays any attention until she's down to 3 miles, and then she calls me and I have to go fill it. So a dashboard in a car is a vital piece of driving because you know what's going on. You're not going too fast. You're not going too slow. You know how many miles you got. I mean, we've all driven cars. So in its most simplistic form, KPIs are to a business what a dashboard is to a car. It lets you know what's happening and helps you anticipate what's going to happen so you can do something about it. The other classic example, since it's baseball season, is I don't know how many of you are from Northeast Ohio, Western PA, but you've probably been or even heard of the Cleveland Indians, Guardians, whatever. You know, picture a baseball game with no scoreboard. As a fan, you wouldn't remember necessarily what the score is. You wouldn't remember who was pitching. You wouldn't know who's coming up to the plate. And in the dugout, it's even more important than the scoreboard, right? These guys are tracking everything down to the gnat's eyelash so that they can win the game. You know, I know this because my son's buddy is the analytical guru for the Tampa Bay Rays. This is what he does, just like the movie Moneyball. If you have any interest at all in KPIs and what they mean to a team or a business, watch the movie if you haven't seen it already, because it transformed the Oakland A's, and KPIs will transform your business in a whole host of different ways. They do lots of things for you. They give you visibility into things you may or may not know are issues. In my experience, I've got 5 facilities, I think, 4 facilities, and people in all of them. Well, I can't be in 4 facilities at once. But with KPIs, which I have tactically on a daily basis, I can find out exactly what's happening in every facility by person if I choose to. Or I can summarize and do it by week, by month, but whatever makes the most sense, right? But it gives me eyes and ears in places that I'm not. So they are really, really helpful. Hopefully that's a good starting point in terms of what they're for.
Yeah, the other thing I would add to that, Dave, is that give it to you at a point in time that it's still actionable.
Yes.
You can still do something about it, as opposed to waiting till after in your analysis using baseball, you don't wait till after the game to say we should have scored more runs and we should have had more hitters in the lineup than fielders, something like that.
Absolutely. I mean, I had an instant. It happens every week on something, but last Friday, right about now, my teams started blowing up, and it's like, wait a minute, we're not selling anything. Okay, I've got a sales force in my group also. I've got sales and logistics, and the answer was simple. Our connectivity with our co-location facility went down, and we couldn't talk to customers. Now, I knew that almost in real time, and basically was jumping up and down with my friends in IT saying, what the heck? We can't sell anything if we can't talk on the telephone. But I knew it almost instantaneously rather than wait until Monday morning and go, what the hell happened to Friday sales? So it was actionable. Now they had detected it on their own, fortunately, but had they not detected it, they would have gotten my boot up their rear end, right? Saying, it's like, look, I can't conduct a business with my telephone's not working. So it happens every week on something. It also happens to the upside. What do I mean by that, right? So last month, it caught my attention that one of my salespeople had a 76% conversion rate, which is one of our KPIs. All conversion rate is that she takes X number of calls and she closes Y number of orders, right? Divide the 2 and there's your number. Well, Anna did a terrific job that month. She was like 25 points above our average, right? We normally do about 50. She was at 76. So I got to reach out to her and say, wow, terrific month. Thank you. which is a big deal for anybody, let alone a salesperson. They like positive feedback when you catch them doing something good. And two, I haven't had the conversation yet, but I'm gonna be like, what did you do differently than everybody else? So I can share her best practice with the rest of the team, because she figured something out or she got lucky. I would bet she figured something out. So they work for you in a whole host of different ways. But Larry's right. Looking out over the horizon is a lot easier if you've got real-time information that you can access right now, as opposed to get a report from accounting 3 weeks after the books close. Right? Big difference between the two. I know what's happening in my org. Sometimes I can do something about it. Sometimes I cannot.